Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back.
Yo, that's how it ends. It's Wednesday.
Oh, it's little.
This is Run It Back. What's wrong?
I don't know. It's a little.
Oh, it's coming up. Instead of, okay,
yeah.
I'll just go down like that. We're gonna work on these. This is Run It Back, and my name is Michelle. That is Chandler. We also have Lou coming in live from Atlanta. I believe he even has it written on his shirt in case we forgot where he was. So I appreciate that.
Nice.
Thank you, Lou. Quarterfinals began last night. And remember when you guys were all high on Dallas and they were going to do all of the things and take over the league? That didn't happen. The Thunder advanced to the NBA Cup semis, 118-104, 31 threes in the first half. They finished with 50 attempts, Oklahoma City did. SGA finished with 39-8, 5 assists. Jalen Williams, 18-7-4. Luka, and this is where it's going to get interesting, had 16 points, 2 entering this fourth quarter. Kyrie finished with 17. This is the first time this season in which both these guys were held to under 20 points. This is a crazy game to watch, and we'll get into body language and all the other things. Depth has been a topic that's been talked about, either lack of or too much over and over again as far as the NBA is concerned. But the Thunder, we talk about Houston being deep. What's going on here?
Yeah, it's crazy. We always talk about Houston, we talk about Golden State because those teams do have a lot of depth. But when you look at this Oklahoma City Thunder team, they are so deep. They all know their roles, and they just fit in. They know this is SGA's team. They know Jalen, then it goes Jalen Williams, it goes Chet Holmgren. Like, there's a pecking order, and everyone falls in line. Everyone defends. Watching this game last night, I think this more had to do just with the intensity in the game plan that to beat the Dallas Mavericks, Coach Dagnall said, you know what, Lou Dort, just hound Luka Doncic all game long, completely take him out of the game, be as physical as possible as when he has the ball, before he gets the ball. We'll live with Kyrie Irving one-on-one, because guess what? We have Alex Caruso, we have Cason Wallace to guard him one-on-one to give him problems with their length. And we'll live with the Najee Marshalls making shots, the Grimes. Klay Thompson hit some threes last night, but they showed basically the format to beat the Dallas Mavericks last night. And a lot of it obviously is how good SGA is and how bananas he went down the stretch and how good he is offensively. But Lou Dort to me was the takeaway from this game. His tenacity, his defensive energy, his physicality against Luka completely eliminated. I've never seen Luka just look so dejected in the first 2 points in the 1 for 7 in the first half in a big game like this. It just, I think it more speaks volumes on Lou Dort's job he did on last night and just the format and the game plan that Coach Dagnall provided them.
Body language was bad, Lou.
Yeah, it didn't look great for Dallas, but you know, you give OKC credit. You know, I wasn't in love with the fact that they shot 31 threes in the first half. You know, I prefer them, as young as that team is, to put more and more pressure on the rim. But it worked for them last night. You know, they made themselves a clear favorite coming out of the Western Conference, and just the way they play basketball. You know, they got a lot of like-sized guys that can do a lot of the same things, but for whatever reason, they don't clash. Like, this is a group that everybody seems like they play the same style of like basketball, where you have a lot of 3-and-D guys. You have a lot of guys that do the same amount of things, but they all play hard, and they all give themselves an opportunity to win basketball games. And that's what you got to love about the OKC Thunder.
And what's crazy, Lou, is watching this game, the Mavs were only down 3 points in the first half with the Luka struggles. So I do think the Thunder got a little trigger happy with the threes. And I love, again, the Lou Dort, like, they matched his minutes with Luka. As you saw Luka run to the scores table, Lou Dort was right behind him. So I
so
love that. Yeah, he was just a pest all night long. And their defense just, it thrives their offense. They get these stops, they get out in transition, they cause these turnovers, and then they're so good offensively. They share the ball, they get a bunch of paint touches. If I have a good shot and Jalen Williams has a better shot, I'm giving it up to him. Then you have Hartenstein now providing some size and rebounding on the glass. Like, they truly have it all, and it starts with their defensive pressure and what they do. They eliminated Luka Doncic last night, which many have tried and few have succeeded, and all that is Lou Dort.
There was a moment last night during this game where I was watching the refs. I think Jenna Schroeder was one of the refs last night, and I found myself just watching them because of the threes, and it was just back and forth, and it was actually mesmerizing and kind of frustrating. I'm not going to lie, and I don't want to turn into one of those people that's like, stop shooting threes, but there was a moment last night, Lou, where I thought, Charles Barkley called the Thunder the clear favorite to win the West by far. It's the by far we're looking at right now, Lou. What do you think?
You know what? I got to agree with him, because you look at the teams that are right there behind them, second and third place, Memphis and Houston, they just lack that consistency that you want to see, right? They don't have enough of a winning pedigree to say, you know what, these teams can challenge Oklahoma City in a Western Conference Finals to get to the finals or in a deep playoff run. They're by far one of the better teams in the West, and that's because of the consistency. The way that they play the game, the way that they go about it, even the camaraderie. You look at how much these guys love playing with each other, and they do the interviews together and all of that stuff. That translates into winning basketball games because, even when they're not smiling and they're not laughing, because of their camaraderie, that allows you the opportunity to have tough conversations or to get on each other, hold each other accountable in tough moments. And that's going to give them the edge in the long run. Just the relationships that they've built on and off this basketball court to give them, peace of mind of, if I need to say something to SGA, he won't take this personally. If I need to tell Lou Dort I need him to guard full court, he won't sniff his nose at me and say, yeah, right, and back up on defense. He's going to actually move forward. That's what allows this team to be one of the better teams in the Western Conference. So I got to agree with Charles in that one.
Yeah, I'll say when I look at the Western Conference, to me, I kind of have them categorized, and there's two surprise teams for me.
You got tiers?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, fair enough.
The surprise teams are the Grizzlies and the Houston Rockets.
Okay.
I think those are both teams that they've been healthy, they've been consistent. You can see whether the standings, they have been winning ball games, but not a lot of people expected that. And there's kind of the underwhelming teams like the Nuggets and the Wolves, where they kind of look like they took a step back. There was high expectations. They really haven't found their rhythm yet. They've had some inconsistencies. Then there's teams that are the Lakers, the Clippers, the Warriors that are solid, but we all know they're not really contenders, you know what I mean? So the two mystery teams to me are, to give the Thunder the biggest challenge, are the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks. And after a game like last night, it's hard not to agree with Chuck just because they're so dominant. They play both sides of the ball. They're deep. They have an absolute stud. The Mavs played good defense last night on like 40% of these possessions, and they still just hit crazy tough shots. Like it is unbelievable what they do. So when I've always looked at the East and the West this year, and the East is so much worse, I don't know. I think they might be a more of a favorite than the Celtics are in the East now with the Cavs and with the way the Knicks are playing. I think the Thunder are the most dominant team by far, which has flipped for me within a month.
Look at that. The cup bringing out the best.
It's crazy.
KC. We do need to talk about Luka, though, and focus here, because Lou, he had 2 points entering the fourth, like we said. A season-low 15 shot attempts. Former NBA champ point guard Quinn Cook had a couple tweets. They've been erased since, but that doesn't mean
he deleted them?
Luka, one of my favorite players ever, but I watched him quit on his team tonight. Stop comparing that man to Tatum. It's not close, Lou. Can't delete that, can you? I mean, we all screen grabbed it, right?
I feel like it doesn't mean as much now that he deleted it.
Oh, I mean, it means a lot.
You know why you delete it? Because if you're Quinn Cook and you're not in the league and you got 88,000 views in a matter of minutes, that's a lot of attention on your page you care to not have. And you know what? I don't want to have this conversation with all you. So no, I'm deleting this. I'm deleting this tweet. And you know what, Quinn? That was his personal opinion. But if you look at that game, like Chandler mentioned, you got to give Lou Dort a lot of credit. I don't think this is a matter of Luka quitting on his basketball team. Constant pressure, and eventually it can wear you down. And I think last night was one of those games where it just wore him down to the point where it looked like he may have quit on his team. But I'm not putting quitter on Luka Doncic. Like, we've seen him compete at the highest of levels in some tough situations. Last night probably wasn't his night. I'll make this a one-off thing, but Quinn should have stood on it. If that's how you felt, you should have stood on it, allowed the tweet to breathe and keep going. But I also understand the fact that, listen, I'm not trying to deal with these people tweeting me for the next 4 days about a game. Yeah, the Dallas Mavericks will play two or three more games this week, then they'll still be on Quinn Cook's case. So I'm cool. I'm deleting this. I'm getting out of there.
Yeah, I think it's, and again, I think I would have been frustrated too with what Lou Dort was doing to him last night. So I think, again, Luka's body language, can it be better at times?
He is
for
a little
sure.
more.
He does look just defeated, like while the game's going on. He doesn't get back on defense. He kind of stands around the perimeter on offense sometimes, and he's always on the ref. So there are certain things, personality-wise, that he could be better at.
Sulky.
But again, this is the first time all season him and Kyrie have both been held under 20 points. This was just a frustrating game from jump. He wasn't as aggressive as he could be. A lot of that, again, has to do with the Thunder scheme and game plan to completely eliminate him. So quitting on his team, I didn't see that, but he definitely, kind of has a way of showing his frustration with his body language, which he needs to get better at.
Which would be frustrating, I would imagine. The first game that we all got to watch, this was a fun one. Magic, Bucks. Bucks going to Vegas, y'all. 114-109. Giannis had 37, 7 rebounds, 4 blocks. Dame with 28, 9 assists. But it was the 11 of the 13 final points for the Bucks that really stood out. Jalen Suggs, we said, 32 points, 9 rebounds, 4 steals. This game was crazy when you consider that both Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner were not available for the Magic, and the fact that it came down to the wire was really, really impressive for a young Orlando team. It felt like a playoff game to me, Chandler. We've said it a lot, but man, this NBA Cup thing they're kind of nailing it.
Yeah, they nailed it. It's so exciting. It's so much fun. You get the same feeling putting on that TV last night that you do for the playoffs. And these guys, you could tell, they wanted it more. They played extremely hard. And as impressive as Lou Dort was in the win, defensively, everything he did, I saw a whole new Jalen Suggs yesterday that I'd never seen before. I know they lost. I know he missed some big shots down the stretch, but this kid showed me so much he's always been a good two-way player. He gets the big contract. He clearly has spent a lot of time working on his perimeter shooting, but the way he was just getting to his own shot last night, the way he was moving without the ball, the way he kind of took on that ownership of the #1 option, it was huge for him. So to see his growth while Paolo is out was really impressive to me. But the Bucks just they instilled their will, they instilled their power. Giannis did Giannis things, kept getting downhill, kept getting to the free throw line. I will say the Magic, they hung in there tough. I thought this game wasn't going to be close. I thought in the first half it was unbelievable. The Magic's defense was sweltering. They were forcing so many turnovers. The Bucks looked horrible in that first quarter. And a lot of that has to credit to Jamal Mosley and what their scheme was defensively. But they just got outmanned at the end of the game. They couldn't sustain it for 48 minutes. But this was a hell of a game, a lot closer than I expected.
So good, Lou. How much you enjoy this one?
I enjoyed it a lot. You know, even it came down to the wire, right? I'll be the old man and I'll say it. You see Dame Lillard go downhill and get a layup for the game, and Jalen Suggs comes down and he chucks a 3. And at that point in the game, you know, you're shooting 3. You're 3 out of 10 from the 3-point line, and you settle for a long 3-pointer to win the game. This is where I would like to see our young players in our league get back to put a lot of pressure on the rim. You know, if you have a defensive breakdown, who knows what's going to happen? You saw it in Dame Lillard. He breaks the defense down. It's a miscommunication. He gets a layup for the game, and then they come down and shoot a 3. That'll be my only thing. You know, as far as the NBA Cup goes, like you guys said they're nailing it right now. You know, it's exciting. It gives you something to look forward to, you know, early on in this season. I'm still going to stay put on. I want them to change these courts. And some of these courts are hard to look at. It's hard to watch for a long period of time. You know, I give Milwaukee some credit. Theirs is cool, but some of them can't stomach. That's the one thing. Like, if we're going to keep the NBA Cup in the middle of the court, cool. I love that visual. Can we work on these courts, please? It's just hard to.
You know what I noticed? It's the Dallas one especially, or I guess it was OKC, the blue. It looks fake. Like, it looks like a CGI screen, and so the players look like it's actually a video game, and they're not in scale to what they should be. It throws off my mind.
The Raptors was the only one we liked.
Was it the Raptors?
Raptors
I thought that was red. I thought we didn't like red.
No, we liked the Raptors.
No, I don't think we liked that.
We're going to have a meeting about this. Do we love the Raptors?
Yeah, we hated that one, actually, because they wore red uniforms at the same time, so
that
it was hard.
probably a mistake.
That's a blur. Yeah, maybe not do that. Giannis, Dame, Bobby Portis, shout out, took turns basically for stretches during this thing. They combined for 87 points. Now, the only issue here is that the rest of the team combined for 27. What's missing? Do they need another piece?
I mean, Chris Middleton played 19 minutes. He was 0 for 2. You could tell he's
just,
he wasn't himself. He's not moving as fluid as he used to, but they still have enough. They have guys like Gary Trent that can give him some shooting off the bench. Pat Connaughton was out last night. Bobby Portis, you know he's going to be consistent with double-double rebounding, kind of giving him the ball off the block and letting him create. So they do have enough. Obviously, you don't want to be so dependent, but when you have a duo like Giannis and Dame, they're going to do the majority of the work. In Dallas, it's going to be Kyrie and Luka. Like, there are systems in play for these dynamic duos to carry most of the load offensively. So I don't think this is a problem. You do want to see the Lopez's of the world and the Taurean Princes of the world kind of knock in some threes and give a little bit more production on the offensive side. But I think they're going to be fine. You kind of see their confidence. They're starting to turn the corner here. And now they were the first team to punch to Vegas. Everything we were talking about the Bucks, Alaska, and now they're the first team that got into Vegas, and they're waiting on to see who they play tonight. It's been a hell of a turnaround, really impressive.
Man, Bobby Portis is going to have to get up really early to come hang out with us in the studio in Vegas. Does he know that?
Or just don't go to sleep.
Yep, that's it. Don't go to sleep. Yeah, Lou, I don't know if you think they should add, not add, if this is fine, this is just one game. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
No, I don't think they add much. You know, again, it looks like they're trying to work Chris Middleton back in the lineup, trying to get his feet wet. I don't particularly care for them having him be a playmaker. Like, if you're going to play Chris Middleton, allow Chris Middleton to be himself. You know, right now he's going out there, he's trying to make plays. He's trying to make sure that Giannis and Dame gets the basketball. That's not what you do, man. That's not why this team brought you here. That's not why they pay you the big bucks. I want to see Chris Middleton go out and be himself. You know, granted that he's probably still dealing with some injuries, going to work himself back into, you know, where he's getting a bunch of reps on the offensive end, where he's going to start, you know, getting another 10 to 15 opportunities a night to shoot the basketball and put points on the board. But right now, Chris Middleton shooting 2 shots, that's not going to be a sustainable way for this basketball team to win games in the long run. It's working right now as a sample size, but throughout the course of the season, you're going to need Chris Middleton to be more aggressive. You're going to need Brook Lopez to be more aggressive. You know, in a trigger-happy three-point league, you're going to need those 2 guys to be able to put points on the board and have as many attempts as possible. So I don't think they add anyone. I think they have it right there. I think they still just got to figure out the best way to work these guys back into the rotation and the lineups and give them the best look possible.
We got to talk a little physical dominance, Lou. So obviously I'm going to start with you on this one. He's averaging, Giannis, 33 points a game.
Why is that obvious?
Because I'm not them. I'm going to start with you. Shooting 60% from the floor, gets to the rim. He can bully people every single time. Is he, in your opinion, right now, the most physically dominant player in the game?
Yeah, it works for Giannis. You know, he's one of those physically gifted guys that's learned early on how to use his body, how to be aggressive in the lane when he's going downhill. And the one thing that I love mostly about Giannis, give him credit, he's added a jump shot to his game. You know, we've always talked about him not being able to shoot free throws, not being able to shoot jumpers. He's figured out a way to add a 15-footer in his game, add a little post-up in his game, add a little fadeaway in his game. And at the same time, he can do this. Put so much pressure on you at the rim, finish over your big, finish over your small. I love that turnaround. I love that turnaround jumper right there. But he's been one of those guys that's been able to figure it out for himself. Listen, I'm a 7-footer. I'm going to go downhill until you guys stop me. By far one of the more physically dominant guys in this league. He takes advantage of his opportunities there. And I love the fact that he still does it at this point.
What's most impressive is, again, he's working on his jumper, but you have to play him tight, because if not, and you give him that steam, you know, downhill, it's impossible to guard up. If you don't make a wall on him in transition, he's so slippery, but he's also so strong. So, yeah, outside of Joel Embiid in his MVP season, who he was the closest thing to Shaq that we had seen, I got to go with Giannis here. I mean, LeBron is obviously another physical specimen that dominates. Anthony Davis on certain nights does it, but the most consistent, it's got to be Giannis. The way he can do it inside, outside, transition, he's a freak.
We had a good poster, like old-fashioned, go to the store, find that poster and buy it moment last night between Gogo and Giannis. This starts, second quarter.
You know why I like the NBA Cup too? Because plays like this, like Goga, Anthony Black, these guys that don't get the recognition, we talk about them more, and there's more publicity.
That's a moment.
More notoriety. Like, this is huge for him.
That is such a moment.
Awesome. He caught other lobs too throughout the game. Dude can play.
It's iconic. He is the moment, you guys. And then
he did get to get back.
Then there's some revenge.
Yeah, people don't forget.
You know,
there's no way he should dunk that.
Are you not gonna say anything about left hand?
That's what I mean. Like, that's a crazy, crazy play.
It's beautiful.
Oh,
I like the other one. What's his name? Goga?
Gogo.
I like
Goga Baritza.
But you say Gogo, apparently.
Gogo?
I learned that.
He can play.
I'm just learning things left and right, you guys.
Well, go get you a poster, my boy.
Yeah.
Such a good
Two
moment.
of them.
Who won? Wait, Lou thinks Gogo won. You think Giannis won?
Well, I mean, Giannis should dunk on him. And again, this is why the NBA Cup is great, and the Magic getting these national TV games, because maybe not a lot of people have known who this guy is. And he played,
Probably not.
And he played really good last night, and he dunked on Giannis. That's something he'll never forget.
Ever. And nor should friends.
Just the dunks alone. Giannis dunked it with a left hand, so it looked like he was avoiding contact. Gogo went straight up and down and made Giannis turn his back and do the whole duck down, let me get out of your way thing. So I'm giving Gogo the edge on that. We'll figure out.
Yeah, I gotta go. I'm with you.
But good run.
I'm with you. I'm giving Goga.
And you know what? I would actually screw the poster, T-shirt, so you can have it forever.
Both.
Yeah, you know, have it everywhere. Have your friends wear it. It'd be good. We have a guy coming on later too that knows a couple things about how to dunk. Oh, he's here right now. Oh, he's
Go, DJ.
Oh,
That's
then
my DJ.
we will be back. DeAndre Jordan next.
Run it up, run it back.
You're looking at the winner.
What a monster jam by DeAndre Jordan!
When I wake up and look in the mirror, I'm looking at a winner and looking at the champ.
Oh, that's
By
fun.
the way, DJ Jordan, Chandler's just sitting here going, yeah, that one. No, that one. That
Brandon Knight has still never been the same since that dunk. I swear to God, Brandon Knight, I've never seen him since.
It's amazing. By the way, welcome DeAndre Jordan to the show, everybody. This is awesome.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate y'all.
Well, we appreciate the time. Help me through this calendar schedule situation right now, because I was trying to figure this out. So you guys played on Sunday
Hold on,
last.
Michelle, 1 second. Lou, why are you laughing?
Okay.
Lou hasn't slept yet.
It's never sleep.
It's early. It's 8 in the morning. Where are you?
What do you mean?
I'm in Denver.
Why you got on so much damn jewelry? What? Where are you going? Where you going?
Well, I have to wear my ring on here because I
Smart man.
Hello.
I gotta
Smart
wear my
man.
ring.
What about
So I
that
gotta
other
put that
ring
on.
you got on?
You
got
know
on
what? I
four
just got
pieces.
this.
Where you going?
Why wouldn't he wear that?
You woke up
why are
like
you
this, Lou.
Obsessed with my attire, man.
Yeah.
This is what
You
I
asked me a
I've been up
question.
since
You stopped the interview and asked
6:45.
me a question.
Well, because I saw all of your teeth, so I'm like, okay, what's going on? But I also got kids, Lou. You know this. I got to get up early in the morning anyway.
By the way, Lou acts like 8 is 4.
Yeah.
It's 8 a.m. Like, it's not.
Also, you're in Atlanta, Lou. It's 11.
Yeah, dude. Why aren't you better dressed? How about that?
I'm trying to figure out why he got on all that jewelry. I don't have on jewelry. Look.
We know.
Anywho.
Anywho, we can go on.
I love being on the show, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks
it's
for
a
having
good
me.
start. It's a good start.
All right, good talk.
Do you guys get this whole week off? Because you play Sunday and you don't play again until Friday. Are people allowed to, like, go on an actual trip?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
He's like, I'm currently in Hawaii.
He's gonna answer that question.
I'm not going to answer that. But I have been in Denver hanging with my family, and it's a little too cold to golf, so I am working out and hanging out, relaxing.
I mean, it's kind of, is there a part of you that sort of relishes this little mini break in the middle of the season?
Yes, like a mini All-Star break, except you don't really get to go anywhere. But I'm enjoying it though. Like I feel like we've had a couple different breaks like this throughout the schedule, throughout the course of the season, and I'm trying to be able to balance rest along with still being able to get in whatever I need to get in on and off the floor to stay fit and ready for the season. Yeah.
DJ, before you really get going, obviously I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but we've had a little history, especially in the 2015 free agency where the story's been covered a lot, so I'm not trying to get into that too much, but we're going to show you a picture, and what do you remember the most about this picture when all this happened? Because this was the first ever emoji war, and it started because this prick, Blake Griffin, took you hostage and broke my damn heart, DeAndre. So what was going through your mind here? I know we've covered it before. Obviously, there's no hard feelings. You're my boy, but this was obviously hilarious looking back on it.
I'm going to preface this. Chandler and I, we had a little spat for a little while after this situation. But what's crazy was I didn't even know Blake posted that until one of my brothers showed me, and he's laughing about it. And I'm like, that is not funny at all, because this could come back to bite me in the ass.
No laughing matter.
I think it did just a tiny little bit. But yeah, it was something that was fun for everybody outside of who was involved, I think.
Yeah, for sure. It was fun except for me and Mike. But you know what? It worked out.
How'd you get past it?
It worked out. And you know what's funny? One of these nights when I was basically recruiting DeAndre, and it wasn't even recruiting because he was my boy, we went out. We had a night. This is where it first started. And that night, I met my wife. So how about that? So it all worked out.
Whoa.
It worked out for us at the end of the day.
It worked out for all of us. But that was a hell of it. This was before social media was really social media. We had MJ tweeting emojis, Kobe tweeting emojis. That was an insane
The
time.
emoji wars.
Hell yeah. That was fun.
Good old days when DJ used to go outside. We're going to try to get through this as professionally as we can, all right? Look.
Please, let's, all right.
Speaking of free agency, you signed Russell Westbrook this year, man. What has been his impact on you guys on and off the basketball court since he's joined the Nuggets?
I mean, Russ's resume obviously speaks for itself, so I think that adding a guy who's a future Hall of Famer, MVP, is something that's going to boost your team morale and energy just off of accolades alone. But I think Russ gets a bad rap at times just because of the competitiveness that he has. But he has been extremely just supportive for our entire unit, even when we ask him to start, to come off the bench, to guard the best guys down in the stretch, get stops for us, or just, hey, come out, be a great veteran and distribute the basketball. He's done everything that we've asked him to do. And he's also done that while being able to teach the young guys. And that sometimes that is with a caring arm around the shoulder, and sometimes that's with some other caring choice words. But I think that it is, he does a great job, and he has a great heart, and he wants to win. And he also wants to teach guys, and I think that when you have a MVP, future Hall of Famer who does that, it's good for your team.
Yeah, there will be no Russ slander ever on this show, ever. You've played with him twice now because he was also with the Lakers. You guys were there. That was a LeBron, AD, Melo, Russ, Rondo, Dwight Howard situation.
Sheesh.
That is some Hall of Fame personalities, everything. What was that locker room like?
I thought it was great. I thought the locker room was awesome. Obviously, we couldn't put together a lot of wins on the floor. And it didn't translate as, we would have hoped. But I thought that it was fun. I got to play with some future Hall of Famers, guys who are extremely smart, have high basketball IQs, and, guys that I, looked up to as far as their games, is like Dwight, for instance. It was great playing with those guys, and it was an experience that I'll never forget. But it was short-lived.
TJ, you're also in your third season playing with Jokic. Now, does he do stuff that surprises you? Like, does he do shit in practice that he hasn't showed us in the game? Like, what has that been like, just kind of seeing just him blossom into this, one of the best centers of all time?
Yeah, bro, he's good. I think that when you see him and you're not on the same team as him, you see him every once in a while on TV, and you see the stats that he has, and it's amazing. But then when you see him every day, you kind of you take it for granted. You get used to him having 40 with a triple-double, or him making half-court heaves, or shooting shots behind the basket. So it's just amazing to play with a guy like that, and I think that his IQ for the game and his kind of no care body language is insane. But he cares a lot about the game, and it's been great playing with him.
Yeah, like off the court, does he talk hoops? Does he watch other games with you guys at team dinners, or is it straight horses and let's get this championship and get the hell out of here?
I was gonna say he watches a lot of games, and it's horse races, and it's some of his local basketball back in Serbia. So now we all kind of watch KK Joker, his team, and I don't really watch the horse races like that. But
you never been to the track with him?
No, hell no, not yet. I'm cool on that. I don't. That's not yet. Maybe at some point.
DJ, Kareem, Bill Russell, MJ, LeBron, Wilt. They're all guys who've won 4 MVPs. He possibly could win his 4th MVP this year. Where would you put him as the best players ever? Is he cracking your top 5?
Ooh. Man, I gotta say, yeah, because he's my teammate, right? So I think, I mean, you
never said that like that about me, sucker. What you mean? You ain't gotta say that.
I have said that about you before. You and Jamal. I think that they should name the award after
That's what I'm saying. You and Jamal always got to share mine.
Y'all both got 3, Lou. Y'all both have 3. You guys both have 3. I don't know how else you want me to say that.
Well, whose name would go first on the award?
We're talking top 5 all time if he gets the 4th MVP. It
could be the Lewis Crawford 6-man award.
This is what I'm talking about. Yes.
See,
but you gotta say Lewis.
Sorry, my bad. Let's get back on track.
Sorry.
Is he a top 5 player of all time?
I mean, that's a tough question, Lou. Just because I think different times and eras go into this conversation, but 4 MVPs, it has to be a conversation. I think Absolutely. It has to be a conversation, especially with how insanely athletic he is and the things that he's able to do on the floor. I think you got to talk about it.
Do you think if Jokic was like chiseled, Like you look like a statue. Do you think we would talk about him differently?
So if he looked like Chandler, pretty much.
Sure. Yes.
Got it.
For sake of the argument.
Right
yeah.
Yeah, why not? We'll stick with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Sometimes I wonder if our minds can't grasp how good he is.
You just honestly, you do think the best center, the best player of all time can't be a white dude that looks like him. You think Shaq, you think Dwight Howard, you think that type of stature. So I think that definitely hurts when you just to the eye.
Athleticism.
Yeah, like
the athleticism is part of it too. You know, fans, they love dunks, they love the fancy stuff. As great of a passer he is, you know, he ain't jumping three inches off of the ground. And so for that, I think fans just kind of like, we're not sure, but the numbers are crazy.
That's what's crazy.
Yeah, he gave us a pretty good analogy the other day. He looked at himself in the mirror, flexed, and said, "I am Tyson Fury."
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I like that. He said, you don't see it, but I'm really, really good.
That's a great
That
comparison.
is something that I really love.
I don't like the fact that he's sizing himself up, because once you start doing that, you start worrying a little bit. Like, am I still?
No, I love it.
Yeah. That means he hears the noise. But he's
it.
right. Like, I'm scared to shit of like Mike Tyson, but like Tyson Fury's just as good, but it's just less intimidating.
Yeah.
Look the same.
Yeah,
I like that.
it's great.
Right.
That's adorable, and I love
He is
that
Tyson
story.
Fury.
Okay, so the loss on Saturday to the Wizards, that happened. But it's what he said afterwards, sort of jokingly talking about, you know, in my country, you start to get paid less when you don't perform right. And some people, Chandler, took that very, very seriously. But, you know, if somebody starts docking paychecks, that's funny to me.
I didn't take it seriously. I just said there's no
did.
way in hell that would ever happen here in America, in the NBA.
You took it like an insult.
I hope that never happens.
Yeah,
But I
bad
mean,
idea. Don't even put it out there.
Don't put it in the
Yeah, the fact that the team leader said that, I mean, I'm sure it's into consideration at some point.
I think he has a very dry sense of humor, it seems like. By the way, is that kind of a game? Do you watch film from that game, or do you throw that away?
He's trying to throw it away. You keep bringing it
No,
up.
I'm going to bring it up until I know.
I know, yeah. It's okay. I've accepted that defeat, and, you know, we are that team, so it's okay. I think you watch a little bit of it, and then I think you have to end that film session, which we did, on a somewhat positive note. Because if you go into a back-to-back and lose hometown after losing that game,
It's tough.
It can be a domino effect. So I think we ended the film in the right way.
Did you see Jordan Poole celebration, the underwater thing he did for y'all?
Drowning.
There you go, right
Let me
there.
see this.
DeAndre's like, I'm never coming back on this show again. We're talking about the Wizards' loss.
They only have a couple wins. It's fine. 3.
Yeah, you know what, man? It happens, and we were the
I'm
team.
going to tell you what we said, DJ. We said they don't win enough for us to recognize his celebration. We ain't tripping on that
I
celebration.
didn't even know what it was about, but I mean, hey, you know, I'll take it. It's cool.
It just looks very lazily executed. I think that's the
Let
problem.
the kid.
Yeah.
They don't have much to celebrate this year. Let them
I
celebrate.
get it. I get it.
Hey, DJ, Chris Paul just moved into second place all time on the assist list. You just got your 1,001 this past weekend.
Yeah, I'm on the way.
Are you upset that Chris Paul was getting more attention than you were for your accolades in the assist department?
You know what? I am more upset that my damn agency posted that the night that he got his. I'm like, y'all couldn't wait a day to do we couldn't wait a day. So I'm like, okay. I see this number. They're like, oh, people are texting me, congratulations. And I'm like, what did I do? And I go online and I see it. I'm like, this is embarrassing. So I had to make it as a joke. So
how many more years you got to play to catch up with CP?
37. 37 more years.
I wouldn't even trip, though, because half of those were to you, by the way, on his assist.
Yep.
So without you putting it on people's heads,
7,000 of them.
yeah, he doesn't get those.
Yeah, you know what, Lou? I think that, you know, I have such a small amount of assists because I was a bucket getter, man. I get buckets, so I'm not really worried about passing the ball. Lou, who's over there? What are you looking at?
That's it.
Lou, I don't understand.
It's just like giving Lou a hard time the whole time.
I'm gonna have so much fun on this show. This is gonna be great.
Will you stop playing already just so you can be on here full time?
Stop telling people to end their careers.
Enough is enough, DJ.
The third time you told somebody to
He's trying
retire.
to
Come on.
I want DeAndre Jordan. I want Georgie Niang.
I think
now.
you're mad people are still playing. I really do.
jealous.
Deep down, I think that's what's happening. You know what? The Chris Paul assist thing is fun because, like we said, half of them were to you. Now he's got Wemby. Like, what do you think about Wemby? What his game, defending him? Like, what's he like?
I mean, he's somebody who you can't really scout for, I think. I mean, he's an avatar. He's extremely skilled. He can shoot the basketball. He can handle it. And he literally can alter or block any shot that comes into the paint. So I think that he's going to be very good for a long time. And I think that playing with a guy like Chris who can help him become more of a student of the game and break things down and just be a little bit more like 2 steps ahead. That's going to help him a lot because we all know Chris, and I think Chris is he's gonna talk and he's going to let you know everything about the game, and I think that's going to be great for him and the rest of that team.
TJ, my last question for you is: we had Boogie Cousins on last month, and he said the one coach he would never want to fight. This is when the whole Missoula thing, we're talking about let the players fight and stuff. I said, why don't we let the coaches fight too? He said, Mike Malone, quote unquote. I know for a fact he's a fighter. What does that mean? Does he want all the smoke in the facility? Like, is he? What is he talking about?
I mean, he's pretty damn crazy, man. I like him though. I think I kick Mo's ass though.
Yeah.
No, he's great. He's great. I mean, I think it's that New York kind of attitude that he has, and you know, he says he's Irish. I'm not really buying it.
He does have Irish cop vibes, though, if you look at like from a movie.
Yeah,
especially when he's wasted at the parade.
Yeah, he looks like he could have been in the town. But no, he's great, man. He said in high school they called him Iron Mike. So I need to see some footage. But no, he's fired up all the time, man. During the games, he's ready to fight, whether it be opposing teams, referees, whatever. He's fired up. So you know you love playing for a guy like that who has a lot of emotion and a lot of passion for the game.
Yeah, and what would be your take on the players fighting? Obviously, I don't think that would ever happen. Do teams just start hiring enforcers like the James Johnson just is on a max contract just to beat people's ass, or like how's that go?
I'm signing James Johnson yesterday if that's what we're doing. Yeah, I mean, is it like hockey? Do you fight until somebody falls down?
Yeah.
Or do you like?
You get like a minute to get it all out, maybe?
Michelle, I'm not fighting nobody for a minute. That's a long time.
That's
Your cardio got to be right to do that.
Yeah.
I would say like a shot clock reset, 14 seconds. I think is good enough time for you to get a couple.
That's true.
Idea.
Yeah, it's got to be quick.
Bad idea, Lou.
It's gonna be some guys getting whooped out immediately.
Oh, for sure. That's why you signed the Isaiah Stewarts of the world, just to protect.
That's going to stop a lot of the fake tussling and.
I'm in.
You gotta train for it too. Like all season, you gotta spend some time on that. You gotta cut into your jump shot time and throw some hands a little bit.
I think I'm just gonna stay
But
retired.
you also gotta see if your jaw is sturdy too, because you know you gotta just go throw hands. It's gonna be some defense.
Also, it's going to be weird because, like, we're used to the hockey dudes busting out their fake teeth and, like, it's all weird. Just seeing a bunch of NBA guys losing teeth is weird to me.
It would be awful.
I don't love
You know what it's gonna stop though? I like it because everybody might not dress as fancy as they do coming into the arena no more. You might come to fight. You might come dressed to
Everything will
fight.
change. It's a new world, you guys. It's a brand new world. DeAndre, we love this. Take your time with your career. Don't let Chandler rush you. TV will be here whenever you're ready. So you'll be back.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it, DJ.
We'll be back in a second.
Run it up.
So we've known each other now for a minute. You guys have great stories. Some you'll share on TV, some you won't. So the production staff, we have a whole staff.
The staff?
Wow, excuse me. They went through to find some great photos of both of you throughout your careers. And now we want to know a little bit more about what these are. So we're going to start with Mr. Lou. Okay, let's throw this. The year is 2006. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a dope pick.
You're 19.
Was Ed Hardy's? What do we got?
I'll tell you exactly where we were. We were in Barcelona, Spain for a preseason game. This is the first year that they implemented the dress code, and this was our version of being in dress code. So This is the baggy clothes era.
My goodness.
Everything that I'm wearing, everything that Chuck is wearing. Well, they call AI Chuck. At least extra large, extra large, or a XXX. But at that time, we felt like we were in dress code and we looked good.
You could dress 10 men.
That is a dope picture.
Yeah, the picture's amazing. Do you have this picture somewhere?
Well, the internet lets it live, so.
Yeah, but you got to frame it and put it in there.
He got pictures. He's on a couple pictures in my house, not that particular one.
What kind of impact? Because you are a baby in this photo and during this time. So, like, what kind of impact did he have on you?
He was like the ultimate big brother. From day one, it was tough love and it was genuine. At the same time, I never questioned our relationship. I never questioned the impact that he had on me from the very first time I met him. He gave me a bear hug, and he hadn't let me go in over 20 years. So I'm grateful for that relationship. I'm grateful to know that man.
This is pre-stylist, right? So are you guys actually going shopping for your outfits?
Yeah. Like, no, so this is at the time, and Chandler's probably old enough for this as well, where the tailor clothes people, they would just basically stalk you. They would be in the hotels and everything. Like, we'll give you custom shirts, so we'll give you a free suit if you shop with us. Wow. So this is where these outfits come from, the custom tailors. I forget the name of the company.
LEV.
LEV, they had everybody at that time.
That's awesome.
And that's where these clothes come from.
By the way, they still do that. Now it's called Alba or something, but there's still a company where they go, they get all the guys early at a combine, they're in the hotel, they go, it's fantastic. And also, was AI like a take-you shop? Like, I remember like Marcus Camby, Sam Dallenberg, they would take me to Barney's back in the day and literally basically be like, get whatever you want.
Like your Pretty Woman moment? I love that.
He wasn't that guy?
No, AI wasn't that person, but Chris Webber was. Chris Webber made sure myself, Rodney Carney, the other rookies that got drafted that year. Chavlik Randolph was another guy. He made sure we all had 4 or 5 suits. We had shirts and we had slacks and all of those things. So shout out to Chris Webber. He was the person that did that. Chuck wasn't much into shopping. He just gave me lump sums of money every once in a while.
I like that better anyways. That's a much better deal. All right, Chandler, July of 2011 is what we're about to see. You were 22 years old. Oh, God, this is going to be bad. Let me see it. I'm going to see the backstory of what we got going on here. I'm nervous. Oh my, that's you?
Oh, wow.
First of all,
what the hell is going on here?
I don't know what's worse, that haircut or that suit,
the hair.
high pocket square combo.
Definitely the hair.
Yeah, this
like
was
Final Destination.
This is bad. This is the first time I met JT. This was at the ESPYs, Florida.
I don't like it.
I was just, when is it, July? So I just got drafted. Florida, or I was gonna get drafted. Florida just won like the All Sports Award, to where I went to the ESPYs to like get that award, and JT was the one who presented me the award. Now, fast forward to 10, 15 years from now he's one of my boys. I play in his golf tournament every year.
But not right after this. This just came
No, this was, well, I had met him here. We'd kind of stayed in touch a little bit. Then when I signed in Memphis later, for that free agency, he was like part of the ownership. He FaceTimed me, kind of recruited me a little bit to Memphis. Stayed cool there, and then we've gotten a lot closer once I left Memphis and that whole situation.
You look like the guy who tells the cop as he's arresting you, do you know who my dad is? He'll have your job. Like, you're that guy.
That wouldn't have helped me, though, if I said that.
Doesn't matter. You look the part.
Yeah, this was my first ever time meeting him. This was at the ESPYs 2011. This was
This your first suit right here?
I think it probably is my draft day suit. Wow. Probably was my grandpa's suit. This is an atrocious look.
It's not horrible. I've seen worse.
You look nice.
Yeah, I've seen
the haircut I'm confused with. Like, why'd I go to the ESPYs? I don't know product or anything.
The haircut is
the haircut's a little bit concerning.
We agree, Lou, right? The haircut's what we're most focused on here.
You're still trying to figure it out. You were finding your way. It's all right.
This was like during the middle of like Proactive. The skin wasn't great.
That was a great product.
That was like my first ever sponsorship was Proactive.
Really?
Yeah.
I loved that product back in the day. Oh, well done.
Yeah, that was a good night.
Okay, we've got 2012. Is that what's up next? We're going to break? I could do this for hours.
Can we do one of yours?
I have so many, it's hard to choose. We're taking a quick break. Well, I guess we'll come back and do more stuff in a second. It's not a horrible suit.
Run it back.
You have time for that, man, as a family. And we will start with Keita
No,
on
man.
turf.
Okay. Oh.
Ooh, a little extra zhuzh.
I just don't know.
You don't know? What's that mean? You don't know?
He kind of went to the side a little bit. That's nice.
J-Hub.
I do like Keita. He's
Luke
giving
Chandler,
them.
not impressed.
He's giving them good minutes.
All right, fine. How about
Let's
this
see
one's
what we
fun.
got.
Cole Anthony. Oh, don't do it.
Oh, he was
That
trying
was-
to dunk that too.
He came in strong and fast.
Easy Beadle.
I didn't say the right preposition, so we're good.
Whoa.
I know what I'm doing.
Go, we'll go off the rails in a heartbeat here.
Wait, I'm sorry, but this is awesome. That is
Wait,
an
this
awesome
happened to Cole Anthony last night.
Well, that's
Giannis got
the
him back
universe.
last night.
But that looks
think?
cool. Thompson on Porter
Oh.
Jr. Oh, yeah, we like that.
Oh, a little sneaky bounce.
That was sneaky. It's like the two-hander in there too. Oh, wow.
OTE alum. What up there, man?
Yeah, oh, a little in and out.
No.
Played a lot of pickup against this young fella right here. Good
Lou,
to see him doing
you
his
just
thing.
carried the show to the end if
Amen.
you could. That'd be great.
All right,
Hey,
let's see what we
man.
got here. I got
Amen.
about
Richards.
Nick. Oh,
What?
that's it. Shout
None
out
of
to
these
Nick.
are really getting me falling out of my chair today.
Are they just not the names that you want to see? Is
No,
that what's
it's
going
just-
on?
It's the best of the worst today, Chandler. They didn't do a lot this week.
Or- We have like
Slow week.
3 games total.
Slow week on that man family.
But the weird, how about this? If I tell you that it's Pascal Siakam in that one, and then
This
again,
way. Oh!
there you go.
The
Now-
best part about when you get a Hornets highlight are their announcers go absolutely
They're kind of crazy.
ape shit when something like this
I
happens.
like that.
Look at
Damn,
the
that's
Statue of Liberty.
Lovely.
Turned it. Shout out. I like the split though. Anytime a guy gets through a split, it's bad news for somebody under the rim.
where he
'cause you get a
jumps
free
from.
run at you.
I also like that he just goes back to business.
This kid's a stud.
Kind of almost ruder than if you did anything.
Ay, ay, ay.
By the way, Heat listening to Jimmy Butler offers. Apparently, there are like 3 teams that he would be remotely interested in going to. Lou, what are we thinking? Is he going to be a Heat player by the end of the season? How do you say that? Are you a Heat? Your thoughts?
Who knows? But hey, take your talents down into Dallas. See if you can put something together with Luka and Kyrie.
That's one of the teams. Rockets, Mavs,
I
Warriors.
like ATL as well. I've said that.
We
That's a
talked
sleeper.
about this.
I know.
I think we even mentioned those teams when we talked about this in weeks before. I like the fit of all of them. I really like him in Dallas. I don't know what they'd be willing to give up.
That's the question.
Houston, he kind of fits what they're doing with that tough defensive-minded. I think he'd fit great with Udoka. And the Warriors, I just feel like that kind of would be a lateral move. I don't really feel like that puts them over the edge, but I do like that situation better than the Heat. That window is closing in Miami, so I do think if he's just going to walk anyways this summer,
You gotta do
get something back for him right now.
New Orleans is interesting. New Orleans is interesting. You can get B.I. out of there, give him a fresh start, give Jimmy a fresh start as well. That may be interesting.
I don't know if
I don't know if he wants to go there, though.
Because he,
I mean,
he
that's how
really did.
trades work.
Well, yeah.
He doesn't have a no-trade clause? I feel like he's
Doesn't
got
he
it
have
all.
something? Because they said the 3 teams that he was. The Warriors one
That he
I
would
thought
okay.
was a little bit odd, but Rockets, he's from the area, and they have a lot to give up. They could.
The
That one
Rockets have the
makes
deepest, most assets for sure. I think the Mavs gives them the best chance to win, and the Warriors would be fun to see Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry play together for the next 2-3 years.
How old is Jimmy, I wonder?
He does have a player option.
34-ish. He's a little bit younger than me.
Yeah, I'm curious to know how much leverage he has. So we'll see. I hope he lands somewhere that it works.
Is the Warriors thing not because you're thinking, oh, I'm going to get a ring? Is it just because you want to play with Steph? Like, how fun would that be?
I think when you look at them too, he kind of a missing piece. He can bring that defensive tenacity. He can mesh well with them. He's old enough to fit in. So, we'll see. I don't love it.
Yeah. That'll do it for us today. We will be back tomorrow. Lou, have a great day. Bye.
Run it back.